Dave knows how.
In this video, we are going to take a ride on the tractor and do a little digging. We got a little spring on the back part of the next door neighbor's property. We're going to go down there and do a little digging. First of all, we got a little tree limb right here. We're going to kind of push out of the way so that we can get to the little pathway that leads up into the back of the property. So basically we're just going to kind of push that back, and that way we can get on up this little pathway and kind of make our way through the woods. And this is a nice little drive through here. It's nothing fancy, it's just a little pathway. Generally, I'll dump my leaves back here, right here to the left. I dump my leaves back there and take the tiller and just kind of till them under. Then at the end of the summer, typically the leaves are pretty much ready to be soil. I can actually put them out on the ground for topsoil. This path that I ended up cutting to go back to the back, it actually turned out pretty good. It's actually turned into a nice little walking path that I can go back to the back part and get down on that little stream and spring back there, and it makes for a nice walk in the afternoon with the dog. She likes to go out there and walk back there and get in the creek and walk up that creek till she gets to the spring and get a drink of water and just kind of hang out. And I think the deer in this area generally go back there, and that's where they get their water to drink too. So there's always something back there that she can sniff around and get a good scent. So there's a couple spots on the way back here where she typically stops and kind of takes a big nostril full. Looks at me like she kind of wants me to get down there and sniff it too. I tell her I don't want to sniff that old deer pee, and she looks at me like I'm crazy. So she's a good old dog though. I tell you, I wouldn't take nothing for that dog. I didn't want one, but I got one now. So anyway, as you can see, it's not a huge long drive back here. We kind of go kind of slow and take our time because it is a narrow path. It's basically just wide enough for the tractor to go through, and in some areas kind of got to be careful and go slow because it's some hard turns, sharp turns, and the path is really narrow. Got some pretty big trees that you kind of got to drive between and whatnot. So it seems like the more I drive back here, the better the more used to it I get, and easier it is. And I had to go in this way because the other way was such a huge hill. And as this little area we're approaching right now, we're actually driving on the side of a hill, and it's not super steep, but nevertheless it is a hill, and you kind of got to be careful. I get a little overcautious anytime I'm anywhere near a hill or unstable soil or whatnot, because I've heard so many horror stories about tractors turning over and whatnot. So the first thing we've got to do is the next door neighbor, this is actually their property, and they wanted me to clean out the spring and make a little place to put some fish. So first thing I got to do, I've already dug a little bit, but I've got this tree right here that's kind of in the way. So first thing we're going to do is just try to get this tree pushed over and out of the way and try to gain a little bit of access to this area. And you can kind of see the water down there. Before I started, this thing wasn't much more than about maybe a foot, 2 foot wide, and now we've pretty much got it about between 5 and 8 feet wide. And what we're going to try to do now is make it deeper, so it's only about a foot deep, and we're going to try to get it down about 2-3 foot, something like that deep. It's hard to believe a little bitty tree like that's in the ground so good that takes all that to just to get that little tree out of there. That tree really wasn't that big. So basically right here what we're going to do is we're going to get, this is where I've been stockpiling the dirt that comes out of there. I've been digging, it's mostly sand. So I was going to get a good scoop of sand, take it down there and put it in that spot where I took that tree out. And basically right now I'm actually on the side of a hill. That's why I'm kind of going kind of slow. There's a lot of trees in the way. It's not a whole lot of room to get turned around, and you don't want to do any sudden sharp moves because, like I said, this is actually on the side of a hill, so these hills kind of scare me a little bit, even though it's really not super steep. It doesn't take much to get yourself upside down. Sorry, I'm just basically just putting some sand right here where I took this tree out. Level it out a little bit, and then that way when I get back in here with the backhoe, I can somewhat dig and be on somewhat of a level surface and not be straddling a big old hole, you know, where I took that tree out. Let's just get back down here, get in the vicinity of where we're going to start digging at, and see if we can't do a little bit of digging. It's kind of difficult to dig in a little waterway like this because you take one scoop, and right now the water is pretty much clear. It's kind of hard to tell by the video, but the water's pretty much clear. I mean, you can see right to the bottom. But once you take one scoop, it clouds up like a chocolate milkshake really, really fast. So you take one scoop and then you can't really see what you're digging. And it makes it a little bit challenging sometimes to dig when you can't see what you're digging. It's not so bad if it's just, you know, loose sand like what I'm getting out here right now. It's just kind of loose sand. It comes out pretty easy, but further I dig down right here, the more rocks I hit, and it gets a little hard and doesn't really dig very easy. It'd be probably a whole lot better if I could actually see, you know, what I'm trying to dig into. And my plan is to eventually put in something so that I can get across this creek with the tractor and get over on that little island or other little section over there on the left hand side of the screen. I'm going to try to get the tractor over there so that I can dig from that side, because it's just not a good place that you can get to on this side and actually reach, you know, all the way across this whole thing. It doesn't look as big in the video, but it's actually a lot bigger than you think. And the other thing is the hill. You know, I'm actually kind of somewhat sitting on the hill right now. It's where the tractor is right now is somewhat flat, but just in front of the tractor is pretty much a hill, and the video really doesn't quite do it justice as to how steep it is. It's actually steeper than what it looks. Not that it's that bad. I've seen a lot worse, but like I said before, any kind of unlevel land when I'm on the tractor makes me a little bit nervous. So I just have to try to be extra careful, because I don't want to take any chances. I mean, if you flip a tractor over, it's not really easy to get it turned back up on its four wheels there. Even if it's just over on the side, it's not easy. Now you can see right there, we're about a bucket deep right now. Pretty much what's coming out here is sand and rock. It's a lot of big rock in there. Pretty much sand and rock. You can really see how chocolatey this water is now. It's just pretty much all gray. No way you can see to the bottom. So you're just kind of sticking the bucket in there and hoping you're gonna, you know, pull up something. Now I'm hoping that once I get finished this little digging project, I can get everything kind of raked out and get the vegetation to grow back and not see the footprint of where this tractor's been down there, because this area was just really beautiful, and taking the tractor down there kind of leaves a nasty footprint of the tractor and kind of takes away from the whole atmosphere of, you know, being back in the woods and having this nice little stream running through here. So I'm hoping I can get it back to looking more natural and get rid of some of the footprint from the tractor. But I guess, you know, you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, I reckon. And I'm definitely breaking a few eggs here. So basically, I just kind of dig a little bit every couple of days and not try to overdo it. You know, not try to do it all in one day, and kind of gives me a break to come down and just relax and dig a little bit. You know, dig 20 minutes and then, you know, go back home and rest. And I give this a couple of days for the water to kind of settle down and clear again, and then I can go down and see what it looks like when it's clear and just how deep I did get it, and go back. If I want to dig a little bit deeper, I go back and dig a little deeper and wait a couple of days and see how that looks. So I don't have to be in any real big hurry. So right here we're pretty much driving uphill. A lot of limbs. And I started to, I did actually trim a lot of limbs back, but I didn't want to overdo it with the limb trimming, because I wanted to kind of leave it look natural as I possibly could and not have such a huge footprint from this tractor being down here. Right here I've got a couple, the limbs that I did trim I piled up over here, so I got a couple stragglers out here. I'm just kind of pushing those up in the pile. And this is pretty much where I'm putting the pile of stuff that I trimmed. It was already a pile there, so I figured that's, you know, may as well put what I trimmed on top of the pile that's already there. I'm not sure what that pile came from. I know they did logging through this area years ago, so some of that brush is probably left over from the logging that they did when they came through and cut the timber out. Every way you drive back here, you get hit in the face with a limb. And that was a holly bush right there, a holly tree, so them things got stickers on them. They really turn you up if they hit you in the face. even with getting hit in the face and mosquitoes and the bees flying around, it's still nice to be on the tractor and back down in the woods, just kind of messing around and digging and just enjoying the day. And no phones. You can take a little music with you if you want and listen to a little music, but a lot of times I don't even want to listen to the music. I just want to be back there and listen to the tractor run and dig and enjoy my time on the tractor as much as I possibly can. No, but we're not guaranteed tomorrow, so you could be doing a whole lot of things, but I guess enjoying what little bit of life that you have is probably more important than anything, because like I said, tomorrow's not guaranteed at all. Right here, I have to watch these outriggers when I go in between these trees. You're trying to turn, you're trying to go in between some big trees, and sometimes the outriggers will get really, really close, and if you hit one of them outriggers, boy, that'd be bad. So I kind of have to go slow and really watch which way I'm going. I really like the way this path turned out. This is I really didn't plan it like this. It just kind of happened because I was trying to make my way back there without having to be on the side of a big hill and risk flipping over. And this was the flattest direction to get back there where I needed to go. And this path turned out really nice. It's actually turned into a really nice footpath. It's not overly wide. It's probably about 5 foot wide, I guess, and which is basically what the tractor is, 5 foot wide. And it's a nice little path to walk on, and it's a nice little drive with the tractor too. I can go back there and just drive down this thing just for a joyride, I guess, and not even do any work. Just drive back there and hang out and drive back if I don't feel like walking. It's very relaxing. Tractors are a wonderful thing. If at all possible that you could get one, you should certainly make every effort to get a tractor and enjoy it. And there's always somebody that needs a helping hand when you've got a tractor, and that's nice to be able to help people. So I've always enjoyed helping folks. Even before I got the tractor, I always liked to help people, so it was kind of right up my alley. Anyway, we pretty much made it back to the house now, and probably just kind of call it a day. The sun is getting close to setting. It's summertime, probably August, I think, when I did this, and probably 7 o'clock, maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, so the sun's starting to go down. Appreciate you watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it.
Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.